This is the Mountaineer Podcast, where everybody's listening. The Mountaineer brings you stories from the peak to peak, in print, and online. Now, listen in to the latest news of the area.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Jamie Lammers, and welcome to Music of the Mountains, where to be and what to see, brought to you by the Mountaineer Podcast. I hope that you all had a happy Independence Day weekend, regardless of whether you celebrated or not. At the end of June, I celebrated 5 years of writing Music of the Mountains columns for the Mountaineer. As a special flashback to the very first time I wrote for Music of the Mountains, I wanted to take this episode and play the first time I ever interviewed somebody for Music of the Mountains. This was the first ever Music of the Mountains segment on the Mountaineer Podcast, where I interviewed Treeline String Band after a show they performed at Net General, then Salto. We'll have a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get right into the flashback episode. Be sure to subscribe to the Mountaineer Podcast today, and be sure to head to the mtnear.com to subscribe to the physical or digital edition of the Mountaineer newspaper. Thank you so much for listening. Since 1932, Central City Opera has been one of Colorado's favorite arts traditions, bringing world-class talent to a 19th century opera house in historic Central City. This summer, CCO is celebrating the 70th anniversary of our world premiere of The Ballad of Baby Doe. The show tells the scandalous historical love story of Silver Baron Horace Tabor, who left his wife Augusta for Baby Doe, a performance which rocked Denver society and today remains a staple of Colorado history. You can also catch The Marriage of Figaro, Masterclass, and CCO in concert this season, with a cast featuring talent from the Met, San Francisco Opera, and beyond. Tickets start at $32, and seats are going fast, so don't miss out. The festival runs June 27th through August 2nd. Visit centralcityopera.org to learn more. This week, I'll be interviewing Dolores Berbaum, one of the members of the six-piece bluegrass band, the Treeline String Band.
My name is Dolores Berbaum, and I am a bass player in this band, newly formed band called Treeline String Band out of Boulder.
How newly formed is it, by the way?
Good question. Well, we've all known each other for a long time, and we've all played with each other in various other groups, but this was our very first performance with just the six of us. We've been playing together pretty much every Wednesday since the beginning of the pandemic. We kind of did a lot of stuff virtually, and we shared a lot of music through Spotify and other, technological ways. But as far as playing, the six of us playing together in person, it's been about 2 months.
Wow.
Of practice. Mm-hmm. I was in a band with Annie, who's the mandolin player, and Tom, the banjo player. The music community, it's a small community, Jamie, and people, but there's a lot of overlap. And so I played in a group with them, and then I've also played with Steve in another group, Steve and Katie in another group. So it just kind of fell together in a really beautiful, organic way. I've run a bluegrass jam down at the Boulder Adventure Lodge for probably 4 or 5 years now. And what that was, every week I would show up with my bass and invite whoever wanted to come and play. And it was really fun. We decided that if we just kept it small, we could continue to play. So in the beginning of the pandemic, we did play together a few times, outside down at the A Lodge, and we really just loved it. Like, we all were really grateful for each other and feeling like playing with a small group was actually a lot more fun than playing with a big, wild, open group. So
Gotcha.
then when things really shut down and we couldn't be in person anymore, we just kept in touch with each other very tightly, through electronically.
And I know you mentioned in the live show that you guys did these kind of pandemic jam sessions. So can you explain a little more about what that entailed?
Sure. It was really fun because, I'm not very technologically savvy, but a couple of people in the group are, and kind of all just helped each other. And there are some amazing things that you can tap into to help. And one of them, Spotify. We would share playlists with each other and say, hey, there's this really great song I want to learn. Guys, take a listen to it. So one guy created, he called it the Pandemic Pickers Practice List, I think, or something like that. Pandemic Pickers Practice List. And so we would all listen to the same version of a song, and so we could practice it on our own, so that when we came back together and played live with each other, we were all familiar with the same version, because very often there are many different versions of one song and played in different keys. So it's important to have the consistency up front, so that we're all playing the same thing. So we used Spotify, and then there was this other great tool called Strum Machine, which is like it's an app you can get, and it plays a song, but it just plays the beat, and you can pick your instruments. It's got mandolin, bass, and guitar. And so as a bass player, I would shut off the bass, and so I would just be listening to the guitar and the mandolin, and I would just play along on my bass with it on my computer. That's my practice. And other people were doing the same thing, So it was really effective, Jamie, because then we had like a beautiful Saturday in February, I think it was. And we're like, hey, let's get together in person for the first time. And we did, and it was amazing how easy it all felt. And I credit that to the technological pieces that we were able to use when we couldn't play with each other live.
That's amazing.
And it just, yeah, it was cool. It was very cool. So Strum Machine, and there was one other thing we were using.
So you said that this band basically formed really organically because of the friendship you've had over the years.
Annie and I have known each other for 20 plus years. Annie and Tom knew each other for 20 plus years. Tom used to own the Acoustic Coffee House, which was up in Netherlands, where the temporary Kathmandu is now.
Oh, wow.
He used to run a jam up there many years ago, before I even knew him. I met him probably 5 years ago. Steve and Katie were in a band together. They've known each other a long time. I've known Steve. So probably all of us, between 5 and 20 years, we've known each other in various arrangements.
Wow. That's amazing.
2 years. 2 years. We were at Rocky Grass together 2 years ago. We all camped together and had a ball.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
How long has your personal interest in music been a part of your life?
Before kindergarten.
Wow.
Always loved music. Always been drawn to it, but never had the means to really study it seriously until I picked up a guitar when I was in 7th grade, a very cheap one that I bought at a yard sale, I think. And I honestly was as good on the guitar 10 years ago as I was in 7th grade. I don't feel like I've made any progress, but I had a great time. I mean, the guitar is a pretty simple instrument. You can get pretty good at it pretty quickly, and it's more of an accompanying instrument.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really understand it technically, but I could play chords and sing, and that's what I like to do. And then I picked up the bass. I think it's been 8 or 10 years. And that was a life changer for me. It was 10 years ago. 10 years ago I picked up the bass. Kind of spontaneously. I had an opportunity to take some bass lessons from somebody, and I just latched onto that. And I haven't picked up any more since, really. It just fit well for me and my personality.
From the show, you guys are also all pretty experienced singers. How long have you guys been interested in singing?
Singing my whole life. Annie singing her whole life. Annie and I both started singing and playing guitar in our church folk masses when we were teenagers. So we have similar backgrounds, even though we didn't know each other until later. And then Steve, who's the mandolin player, is a singer-songwriter. He's written some amazing songs. He played one of them in the show, but he's got a library of ridiculous songs. He said he wrote over 20 songs during the pandemic.
That's amazing.
Good songs and fun songs to play.
Right.
Yeah, Katie, Tom Scott, I don't know about those guys. I think they're, everybody does like to sing though. It's fun. So we sing in the low harmony. Mm-hmm. And in this one, we scramble them all up. I don't know if you noticed, but we each sang probably the same number of songs as each other.
Yeah.
And then whoever knew the song and wanted to jump in and try a harmony fell into place. Do a lot of fiddle tunes. Like that was something that's been kind of new to me. Like I used to just do all singing songs, and this group really focused on learning. So a fiddle tune is something that doesn't have words, no lyrics. They're just very often old-timey tunes, and you just have to learn the melody. So there are no lyrics involved at all. And that was all kind of new to me, but I really enjoyed playing those. So we're throwing a lot of those into the mix as well as our singing songs.
What are you drawn to focus primarily on bluegrass for your genre?
Good question. Well, bluegrass is very social in that a lot of the songs are relatively simple and very logical chord progressions. So they're easy to learn, and it's easy to anticipate what's going to come next if you're learning a new song, because a lot of them really do have very simple and logical structure that makes it fun and not very complicated and easy to play. And gotcha. Therefore you can focus on harmonies, like it caters itself to really singing nice harmonies, which obviously we all like to do. It's cool. It's like bluegrass music and different that actually roots itself in a lot of from Appalachia, where a lot of Irish musicians settled back in the 1800s. So it's an evolution of music, I guess, that is interesting to us or to me. My roots, long ago roots, and I've always been drawn to that kind of music.
Gotcha.
Fiddle tunes, like a lot of those old fiddle tunes, they're just very old, and they feel familiar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just feel really relaxing. Yeah.
Yeah, even if you've never heard them before, they feel familiar, and I like that. Mm-hmm. That's a comfortable feeling. Yeah.
Sweet. So where can we catch your band performing next?
We don't have anything booked.
Oh man,
it's funny because this was really like a one-time thing, and after the show, this woman came up and said, "Oh, can you? I'm running this thing. Can you play?" None of us could do it because it conflicts with a festival weekend that we're all going to be attending. But we do play casually almost every Wednesday night at the Adventure Lodge on the corner of 4 Mile Canyon and Boulder Canyon. But that's not really, we don't like to think of that as a performance. We're really just kind of sitting around the fire, and guests are sometimes joining in, even sitting with us. Occasionally somebody will pick up an instrument and join us.
Gotcha.
But as far as a performance like that, we don't have anything else booked yet, but we're all kind of like, wow, that was really fun. We'd like to.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this interview with me. This was awesome.
Thank you for taking the time to take an interest in our band. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Jamie and Dolores.
Got a ride from the city back to my hometown. Everything seemed different but the same. I can't tell if anything's changed or just the inside of my head. I can't find out tonight. I'll just keep drinking instead.